guys, the Super Review Show for another episode of Rock Talk. This is the show where I break down albums that have anniversaries or they're just that good. You should definitely check them out on Spotify, or if you have a CD player or if you have an LP player, check them out. Today I'm talking about, as the title of this video suggests, the Kinks debut. This is an original pressing of the Kinks debut album from 1964. Here's the back of it. And honestly, I can tell you that there's not many songs that are on here that are really well known outside of You Really Got Me. Let me get to the track listing really quick. Beautiful Delilah, So Mystifying, Just Can't Go to Sleep, Long Tall Shorty. I Took My Baby Home, I'm a Lover, Not a Fighter, and then You Really Got Me closes out side one. Side two is Cadillac, Bald Headed Woman, Revenge, Too Much Monkey Business, I've Been Driving on a Bald Mountain, Stop Your Sobbing, and Got Love If You Want It. This album is a very important record for a lot of different bands that came out in the 1970s and the 80s as well. Because You Really Got Me is on here, and You Really Got Me, for those of you who don't know, You Really Got Me was a big influence on Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen loved the Kinks. He idolized Ray Davies' work. And he in fact, You Really Got Me is on their debut album. It's that simple. But it came off this record right here. So, and just for the cover, my knowledge might not be on par, but here we go. That's Ray Davies, the creator and the founder of the Kinks. That's his brother Dave. I believe that's Peter Quaive. And that might be Mick Avery. I'm not sure about the other two, but I know this is Ray and Dave Davies, the founding members of the Kinks. The Kinks also, like, in recent news, in the UK they're trying to reform. They're trying to they're trying to come back together after like a 20-year hiatus, and they're trying to be like, hey, we're gonna come back as the Kinks. It's gonna be really cool. So I'm excited about that. I've always loved their music in general, but this album in particular is really good. Like, it's got so much underrated, under the radar stuff outside of You Really Got Me. And this pressing I found is actually a UK pressing. This is not the US pressing that everyone has at home. This doesn't have All Day and All the Night. This only has You Really Got Me on it. But this is the UK pressing, and it came out in It's crazy how old these things are. I got it for like $20 at my local vinyl store. I was like, oh, let me see the Kinks debut album. Sure, let me check it out. And sure enough, it was there. I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I put it on. I played it one day. I was like, this is really good stuff. I wish more people would know who the Kinks were. I did a video about why you should listen to the Kinks a little while ago, and they truly are one of the best bands of all time. I mean, when you think of the 60s, you think of the Beatles, you think of the Rolling Stones, you think of the Who. Some people say the Kinks, but not many people do. I wouldn't say they're underrated because they are widely regarded as one of the best bands of all time. But I will say that the Kinks are definitely a band you should check out, and this is an album you should definitely check out as well by the Kinks. It's just called Kinks. The letter K has been said that they got the English language for centuries. It goes on to say how this is the Kinks in their first LP. It's a really that's funny. Dave Davies was 17, Peter was 20, Mick Avery was 19, and Ray Davies was 20 at the time. These guys were all in their late teens and 20s when they first made this record. That's how good they were. That's how brilliant these geniuses were. They still are. I mean, the Kinks are known to take a riff and just make a song out of it. Ray Davies was a riff genius. Ray Davies, if you're out there watching this video, I love you. You're one of the best that's ever done it, and you've stood the test of time as far as your music goes. You Really Got Me still sounds great today. If I put this on my turntable, it still sounds great. So there's that. But what do you guys think? Are you a fan of the Kinks? Have you heard this album? Jump down in the comment section below, share your thoughts on this video. And thanks so much for watching. Hit like, comment, subscribe, whatever you gotta do. And for all your Rock Talk episodes and many more, keep it locked on the Super Review Show. The J-Man is off to rock, and You Really Got Me.